Look what we got for you today. This is going to be dynamite. Look at him over there with the all the hip things he's doing. Oh my gosh. And he's got a Thunderbird in the picture behind him. I think that's a T-bird.
And it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a tiger. Oh, it's a, can you see me? Did I just cut us off? Okay, cool. It is a tiger.
Oh my gosh. That is super.
We named her Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So it's perfect.
Wow. Yeah, so that's a Thunderbird. And so we're going to have fun till no daddy takes our T-bird away today.
If he does, I swear to God, I'm moving out. I'm moving out. I don't care.
I'm not paying rent still. So
no, like, fuck it. This is on you, Pops. This is on you.
Well, Facebook, now I have had so much fun. I didn't even do the intro. Welcome to Comic Spot. Comic Spot is where this Army veteran, gangster granny here, was in 1973. I was in the Army. But now my life is about vetting out veterans of comedy. Isn't that an amazing play on words? Aren't you impressed? Oh my gosh.
You must have been great in English. Oh.
I actually had to pay a guy that used to be on the David Letterman show as the booker to come up with that for me. I could not have spun Matt Gold out of that. No way.
I love that.
Yeah, Eddie Brill wrote that, and he was with Letterman for a long time. So I'm going to read Nick Ryan Hawk. He is our guest today. He lives in the Dallas area, and he sent me an intro. So let me bore him, but introduce him to you at the same time. Everybody likes to act so shy when I read their intros.
I think it's just, it's weird hearing your own words.
I know. Here we go. He says he's just a normal gay from Iowa whose mental psyche is questionable at best, but can sure deliver some belly laughs. A failed top 20 contestant on The Voice who moved to comedy to prove to the patrons that he promises he's okay by making them laugh. You may have seen him at one of his many ridiculous performing jobs, from Disney Universal Studios to NBC, Universal Music Group, and the like. He used to be a camp counselor, so feel free to bring your children to my shows, he says, but I am not responsible for whatever they repeat. You can find him all over the interweb. He's at Instagram and Twitter as Mr. Nick Hawk, Nick with no K in it.
Yes, tell them.
Tell them, straighten these people out. Facebook, he's at Nick Ryan Hawk, Nick with no K in it. And there's one little ditty. He's got 2 shows he's been doing recently. He's recently produced 2 shows. 2. I can't even produce phlegm.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. His 2 comedy shows are A Comedy Quarantine and Homeschool Humor. And Homeschool Humor is dope AF. Oh my gosh. Yes. Let's get to know Nick Ryan Hawk. Woo!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Okay, thank you for telling people that Nick doesn't have a K, because I don't know what asshole told everyone to start spelling Nick with the K, because there's an H in Nicholas. I'm just wondering who the fuck brought the K in. I'm really upset about it.
You should be. It's like an abomination to every Greek American.
Tell them. Oh my God, I feel like we know each other. This is crazy.
Ask a boomer. They'd hang on to this shit. This is boomer trivia. Boomer's not okay with N-I-C-K. You know, I'm telling you.
No, we are. Yeah, and I'm a millennial, and I'm not fucking okay with it. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah. Tell me about your early life. You look like you came out of the womb laughing.
Yeah, I think I have always been eccentric. When I was little, I grew up in Iowa, which it's the Quad Cities. I grew up in Bettendorf, Iowa. Go Bulldogs! And when we were little, it's a lot of farming area around you, so you kind of gotta like make your own fun. We used to go. I think the highlight of our week was we used to go watch my dad play softball with his like work team, you know, at this place called The Dugout, which is the most nostalgic place for me to go. Anytime I go back home,
Oh.
It's literally just a bar next to a whole bunch of fields, and then it has like a little gravel pit for kids to play in, and a big tire where like me and my siblings used to play King of the Hill and push each other off. So it's like I think I always needed something to keep me entertained, and so from a young age I started doing theater.
How young? How young?
Oh man, my first professional gig was I was 9 years old, and I got to sing. It was like a guest spot. Kenny Rogers came to town. Kenny Rogers, okay, which like so sad, especially this year. It's just like, but yeah, he was looking for 5 kids in the Iowa area to join him like for his 2-night performance of his like Christmas tour that he was doing, and so I didn't even audition. My teacher told me, she just suggested me. And I never even had thought of singing like that, you know? So then I just, throughout high school, middle school and everything, I did theater. And then I traveled and did theater with like different companies. And after I was done doing that, I just decided that like, I really like just being myself on stage. Which led me from like not wanting to be characters anymore, which characters are fucking great. Okay. I played nicely in Guys and Dolls, and it was my favorite show I've ever done because normally it's played by a bigger guy. And I just came out on stage every scene. I'd be like eating a different thing, like a cookie or a croissant. And so, yeah, I grew a lot doing that and kind of have just been like, I guess, a natural ham.
I love that. And then you had some jobs where you were like working for major entertainment companies, probably singing and entertaining.
Yeah, I went down and my dream was when I was little, I was like, I love Disney. Like, who doesn't fucking love Disney? If you don't, then like, I'm sorry, you have no soul. No, but when I went down there, just moved there like on a whim. I didn't have a job. I just went down there. Cost of living is fucking outrageous. I hate you, Florida. But when I moved down there, I just went to an open call for Disney. Ended up I wanted to be a singer. Okay. They looked at me and they're like, hey, do this jazz square and just do a little skip in here for 4 counts. And they're like, you're a dancer. And so they hired me as a dancer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is something that like, obviously doing theater is something, but, and then from that, I got to do stilts at Universal Studios. So yeah, I've kind of done everything. I've dipped my toe in like every little like facet of entertainment. I want to kind of know everything.
What about a one-man show? I could see you doing that. Stilt your way on stage.
That'd be really exciting. I think honestly, once I get that material together, I think there's so many things you can just like focus on from your life that you can pull from. But I'm one of those people that my mind is like a mile a minute. And so like just trying to capture all those and like narrow it down, I think it could happen. I'll do it just for you.
I will come to it. I don't care what state you're in. Most of the time I'm confused about what state I'm in anyway.
Exactly. I'm telling you, and with quarantine right now, it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know where I am.
I don't care what day it is.
Exactly. Do I have alcohol? Perfect. We are going to be good,
Oh my gosh. Do you know who Nikki Paris is?
No.
You have to get to know him. Please go get to know him today.
Okay.
He's a gay comic. He started in New York with Gladys Simon, who's my coach. And now he's in LA killing it all over LA. And
awesome.
you two would so love and respect each other's humor. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I'll have to Nikki Paris. I'll look him up.
Yeah, you'll love him. You will love him. So talk to me about what day was it that you got up on stage and how did it go your first time?
Oh, ever? Oh my gosh. Okay, so in Iowa, I don't know if it's any other fucking state that does this, but in Iowa, they start you from a young age. Every like grade, you do a show of some sort. every grade you had a show. So I think it was second grade was the first time I got on stage, but it wasn't a stage, it was the classroom. But it was like oh my God, this is so embarrassing. We had a talent show at school, and I'm very ill prepared plus flighty. So I didn't fucking remember. So one of my friends came in, and she was like, this is in the 90s, and she's like doing gymnastics to a song from like the fucking Lion King or so. And so I was like, well, I don't have a talent. Like, I did not come prepared. Can I see your CD? And she was like, sure. And so then I just, I'm going to be a mighty king, that whatever. I just can't wait to be king. I just played that song and then just walked across the room backwards. Just kept doing it. The entire song, the entire fucking song. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, you know what? Like, I'm here. Might as well. This is my chance, you know? Yeah. It's embarrassing.
When was the first time you got on stage at a comedy club then?
I started doing comedy right after The Voice. I did The Voice, and I made it to like the last 20 people on show. It was a great experience, but it was also like mentally like so straining. Yeah. So I started talking about my feelings to everyone, and I found out while I was talking about my feelings that like most of the time I was explaining what was going on, which was really traumatic to me. All these people around me are laughing, and I'm like, why are you laughing? I'm literally describing like the most upsetting fucking thing in my life, and you guys are just over here cackling. What is the? And then I was just like, they were like, you should do comedy. You should just go try to do comedy. So my first stand-up was about, I think 2 years ago, maybe. And I went on stage and I had no fucking plan. I just went up and I had one joke and I thought it was a real ringer. So I was like, just start with that one and like, let's just see how things go. And it's a horrible joke. It's basically, I have a view on STDs that I feel like pretty much everyone should have, you know? It comes from a TV show. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Pokemon. And my theory is just like, gotta catch them all, you know? Just try a little harder. Tell me if you get any, you know? And I thought that was like, I was like, people are really gonna respect me from this joke. And then just see how the rest of it would like transpire. And it worked out pretty well. I got off stage and the guy who was like announcing people to come on stage came up to me and he's like, you know what, you're a breath of fresh air. And I was like, does that mean I wasn't prepared? Does that mean I'm completely opposite of what everyone else was? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Talk to me about The Voice, like getting picked, going through the rounds. Did you use comedy on yourself to get through that trauma?
Honestly, looking back on the series now, I realized watching it that I actually was dealing with a lot of the stress of the show through my personality. It was coming out through like me joking a lot more in really stressful situations, because that is how my fucking brain works, okay? I can't just like sit there when like, I know I'm about to be on TV, okay? I'm not a fucking idiot. And I know once that camera hits me, that I'm immediately gonna start sweating from places I didn't even know I sweat from. You know what I mean? And so that's just, I'm a very nervous, anxious person in general. And so, yeah, I just went to an open casting call and just sang some Adele song or something. And they were like, they said, yeah, we like you, but don't ever sing Adele again. And I was like, okay. So yeah, it just transpired. It kept getting further and further. And
what did you wind up singing? Rock and roll?
No, I sang like, I'd say soul is probably more like where I like, or like blues in that realm, but still with like a pop kick to it. But yeah, I got to sing some real gems on the show. They say the show is like, basically I didn't have 100% control over what songs I was singing. I'm just gonna say that. That's it. And so yeah, they had me sing some questionable songs. But I ended up getting a lot of the first like episode I was on. I went from 69 followers on Twitter. I was proud of that. 69 is my favorite number And then after one night, it jumped up to 15,000. And that was just from like one night. And so, yeah, I got done with the show and kind of just felt like at a lost place, because you go from like all these people really trying to like help you discover who you are, like what kind of artist you want to be, or help you form into that, and then to no one communicating with you, period. And so I made the smart decision to move to Los Angeles immediately after, like got kicked out of the hotel. Guess what? I'm not leaving. You know, it was like one of those things. And then I struggled there for like a year and a half, and had this one gig at the House of Blues on Sunset Strip, and my manager brought all these like executive producers, and of course I'm already a fucking nervous person, okay? So that I ended up doing the show. I was very hard on myself. It wasn't a bad show. I'm just an asshole to myself. But my manager called me the next day and basically like said, he started with the good comments, which was like one or two, and they were good comments, like don't get me wrong. And then he went into like 4 or 5 negative ass comments and ended it with like the worst one. And it was when I perform on stage, in between my songs, I talk, because what the fuck else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And they were like, we just don't understand. Are you a singer or are you a comic? And I was like, why can't I fucking do both, bitch? Like, calm down. I didn't ask your opinion. I did, I guess, because I invited you. But yeah. So since then, it was a good experience, but I don't ever think I could do reality TV again.
Oh my gosh. So what's in the cards for you with your comedy? How's that been going?
It's been going really well. Once I was already doing a good amount of comedy before the quarantine happened. And I was starting to get booked. Well, you know, when you start comedy, you like go out there and you're going to every fucking open mic because you just want anyone to hear you. And they were probably at the last place you did open mic because they're probably another comedian. So they have heard your set 2 times now, 2 times, you know? And so I just went to every single one. And then I started getting booked. People started calling me and asking me to do shows. So I guess and I didn't really, all these people in the area, a lot of them go to comedy schools in the area, which are very well, great schools. They're very good. But they go to classes there. And those people, some of them, when you join and you're a comic who never went to any of that stuff, you're just kind of like feeling it out for yourself, just like organically. And then those people are like, they're striving for the same things. And like, some people get it, some people don't. You get it sometimes you don't. And it's a very weird dynamic because everyone just wants to perform. And so quarantine happened. Fuck you, Jesus. But I'm just like over it. I'm fucking over it. Okay. I'm talking to the walls in my house. Okay. And I don't know, they don't talk back. I don't know if it's the Sherman-Williams paint that is preventing them, but it is not fucking happening. Okay.
It's the lead and the asbestos.
Get the lead out. Get the lead out. No, but I started once the the quarantine happened. I noticed all these comedians in the area were like really depressed or like really sad. Most of them had just lost their jobs. And on top of that, they don't have any place to perform. Exactly. So I decided I'm a very go-getter kind of person. And so I know, shocker. But yeah, I just decided to start a comedy series online. I do it on Facebook Live. So what happens is essentially the comedy quarantine was my first one. And we had 13 weeks of it in a row. And it was really well received. People really liked it. And it basically works where I start my Facebook Live, and in the title of my video, I tag the next comedian. So once my video is done, it is easy just to move on with the rest of the show. You click on the next person, but then I'm running all of this via online. So communicating and making sure people are starting their videos when they need to and making sure there's an overlap. It's a lot of getting in there and getting in the nitty gritty. But once I got it down, I was just like, this is something I really enjoy doing. It's bringing laughs to people, not just people, the viewers, but to comedians. It's giving comedians a chance to really figure out what to do in this downtime. You don't want to go back on stage and suck, you know what I mean? So I feel like I've gotten better because these Facebook Lives, I'm doing like 2 10-minute sets every week. And so I'm used to no one laughing because no one's in the fucking room. You know what I mean? So when I go somewhere and I actually perform, if I bomb, I'm going to be like, that was killer. I did good.
This is why I did Comic Spot, because somebody said you should look at Zoom. So I threw Zoom up and figured it out. And I thought, oh, I'll contact my friend. And I got her on the phone. I could see she was depressed. It was the beginning of the pandemic. And I was like, damn, I was so depressed. I was seeing somebody depressed. And after we talked for a while, her spirits lifted, my spirits lifted. I haven't stopped doing this since.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. You get the bug. That's why the comedy quarantine ended, and I ended it because I was like, put this baby to fucking bed. Like, let me not stress out and sweat through my shirt every fucking week. And so I ended it on the 13th show and named it like A Death to Comedy Quarantine. And the background was like a graveyard with like black and white images of the comics cut out on it. And I produced the flyers too. So it's like, I'm just trying to, you got to cover all your bases, especially in these like times. So I wanted to stop doing online comedy, not because I didn't love it, but just because when you drain your your artistic like tendencies, you can drain them for so long. And then it's like, it's the water, it's going to run dry. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's real. And so I started the Homeschool Humor, which is pretty much the same concept, except like, instead of just jumping from person to person's house, it is essentially like you're going to summer school. So you start on my page and I'm the art teacher. I'm your homeroom, okay? And anytime I refer to the viewers, I refer to them as children or class. And
so
basically
funny.
Each comic is teaching a subject. And they can do something as simple as like, oh, I'm teaching French and I'm just wearing a striped shirt and a beret and I'm just doing my normal set. You know what I mean? It could be anything like that, or you can go as far into it as you want. The last week, somebody on The Voice, there was a comment, somebody said that I look like a Picasso painting. Fuck you. And so I pulled up on my iPad, I pulled up a picture of a Picasso painting and put it next to my face. And so, yeah, that's how like I integrated art into like my subject. But yeah, it's fully equipped with a tardy bell to start and end each thing. So yeah, it's pretty fun, and it's been a pretty good experience just to see other people like be so responsive. I didn't expect like people to fucking like it, period. I was like, oh, it's
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I see like, you've had really great comedians. Sinbad right behind you. I see him.
Yes,
so
I'm not name dropping. I'm picture dropping.
Yeah, his name might be underneath it. It's dropped below it. But no, I think that it's in these times you have to find your own happiness and you have to still be artistic. So you can do that or be sad. And like, I don't want to be Eeyore all the time. You know, I can't do it. I can't.
What was it like growing up in Iowa, finding out you're gay and getting treated by middle America, probably very, very, very not accepting in that area of the world?
They thank God Iowa has progressed, because they were one of the first states to allow gay marriage.
Wonderful.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Thinking about it, because it is in middle America. When we lived there, I used to call it the armpit of America, because it literally like, it's just, it's a cesspool. No, it's cool. I like it there. It's a good place, but it's growing up there. And I didn't ever really piece together me being gay until probably like end of middle school or beginning of high school. I just never thought about it. I was just like, I'm eccentric. And I didn't like piece anything together. But I knew I liked hanging out with girls more than I like in a different way. And I never felt nervous around them. I was just like, oh my God, I love you guys. And so, yeah, I think I knew, but yeah, just people in middle America tend to be, at least in Iowa, they're more to themselves. So like, they don't really, I never really got any hate from Iowa. Now, when I moved to Texas in like middle school and I went to high school here, that was rougher, I would say for sure. Because people in Texas, yeah, people in Texas are just like, they can't understand. I'm like, I'm not asking you to put my dick in your mouth, sir. I'm just gay, okay? Just mind your business. I'm not talking to you about vaginas. I don't care what you're doing with vaginas. It's yours. Vaginas are yours. You know what I mean?
Thank you. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
So what do you want to have happen when the pandemic is over? What would you like to accomplish in the next 5 years, 1 to 5 years?
Oh, it's so much. I want to have kids. Okay, so I'm my fiance, his name is Nick as well, because I'm arrogant. No, no, his name is Nick, and he and I really want to start having kids. We already have 3 fur babies running around this house, and that's just not enough for me. I'm a Cancer. Okay, I need to show everyone my love. I'm emotional. And so, yeah, I want to have kids in the next couple of years, but as far as comedy goes, I have been submitting writing work to a couple different places, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, Saturday Night Live, just trying to grease the wheels. I don't know, these could all be pipe dreams, but the thing is if you don't fucking do it, then like you're never going to know that if you were good enough to make it. And so I'd rather have somebody tell me I'm shit. They told me on national television I got eliminated live. Guess what? I'm still here. So yeah, I think I'd really like to be doing maybe some more touring stuff with a face mask, because I'm not trying to get fucking COVID. It's gonna reappear, you know what I mean? It's like Jumanji 2. It came out years later, but it still made an impact, okay? It did.
I don't want to stop talking to you. So I know my comedy coach and Nikki Paris's comedy coach, Simon in New York, and okay. I'm going to tag her in this. She has to see you. Yeah. She has got to see you. If you're trying to get on Late Night and Saturday Night Live, you go through Gladys, you will get there.
No, yeah. That would be fantastic. That'd be really great. Okay, I love talking to you today. Honestly, you've had such a good spirit. And it's raining here in Dallas right now. So I literally put on a little touch of makeup and did my hairspray for goddamn nothing. You know what I mean? Because it's rainy outside. I'm going to walk outside. I'm going to look like a wet dog in about 2 minutes. Painting that's just dripping.
Do people recognize you from The Voice on the street?
When right after The Voice had happened, people did. But I didn't have a beard then either. I was like completely beardless. I looked like a baby. And so now I think, it'd be harder for people to recognize me. But every time someone recognized me, they're like, oh my God, you're the guy that hit on Adam Levine. And I'm like, I also sang on the show. I don't know if you fucking remember that. But so yeah, it happens every once in a while.
Cool. Well, I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to post all of your stuff again on Facebook. Awesome. And this is just the plain Jane version of the video. Yeah. In 1 to 4 days, my tech guy will come out with a sitcom version of this. Okay. It looks super cool. If you would share that as well, I appreciate it. Now, here's the thing. You are now, I don't have a bell, but if you are now officially a graduate of the Comic Spot, and that entitles you monthly to come back and promote anything you want for 5 minutes.
Awesome. I would love to do that. I would love to talk to you again.
Hit me up.
I won't hit you, but I will visit you.
Thank you. Yeah, don't hit me upside the head. Thank you, Nick Ryan Hawk. Let's get behind his career and help him. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. You have a good one.
Everybody's talking.